Stress depends upon the point of view for each MBTI type or the type preference. The likely reaction to overdoing a less preferred function or attitude is to show one or more of the following: irritability, resistance, low motivation, short temper, discouragement, self-blame, and even the blaming of others. A natural solution to this is simply to avoid the stress, avoid the tasks and the situations that create it. However, avoiding stressful tasks and situations is not always possible. For these situations, an adaptive and effective approach is to recognize, accept, and moderate the context within which the stress occurs. For extroverts, they are going to demonstrate or feel great stress when they must work alone, or when all of their communication is done mainly by email or text message. They are very much stressed with lengthy work periods without interruptions and having to reflect before taking any action. They dislike having to focus in depth on one thing and getting feedback in writing only. In contrast, an introvert feels more stressed when they have to work with others, talking on the phone quite a bit, interactions with others frequently, and interruptions. Having to act too quickly without any time for reflection, having too many concurrent tasks, demands, and projects, and getting all of their feedback verbally. Stressors for a sensing type include attending to their own and others' insights, having to do old things in new ways, and having to give an overview of what's going on without including any details. They dislike looking for the meaning in facts, focusing on possibilities, or too many complexities. Stressors for an intuitive type is having to attend to realities, having to do things the proven way, having to attend to details, and they especially dislike the need to check the accuracy of facts. They don't like to focus on past experiences or being required to be practical. Each of these things will cause great stress for an intuitive preference. Stressors for thinking types include using personal experiences to assess situations instead of analyzing things objectively, adjusting to individual needs or differences. They also do not appreciate or enjoy noticing what is positive. This includes a great stressor for them, including focusing on processes and people. Stressors for them also include using empathy and personal values to make their decisions and having others to react to questioning as a divisive tool or as a confrontational tool. Stressors for feeling types include having to analyze a situation objectively or setting criteria and standards. They do not enjoy critiquing and focusing on flaws. They prefer more the positive side. They find focusing on tasks only as a great stressor, as well as being expected to use logic alone to make decisions. They feel that asking questions that are decisive or feeling decisive is a great stressor as well. A judging preference finds stressing is waiting for a structure to emerge from the process instead of having a structure given. Being expected to use some kind of inner timing or having too much flexibility with their time frames and their deadlines. They also find it very stressful to have to pick up and to do or collect a lot of energy at the last minute in order to meet a deadline. They dislike the opportunity to stay open to reevaluations of tasks or dealing with surprises. Stressors for a perceiving type includes having to organize themselves and others, especially through planning, working with time frames and deadlines, and they find it very stressful when other people distrust that last-minute energy push that they use. It's stressful to them to finish something and move on, especially when they have not had an opportunity to evaluate everything they feel needs to be evaluated. Contingency plans and being required to plan ahead are also extreme stressors. A simple and effective approach when one must work out of your opposite preferences is to acknowledge what is going on. Acknowledge that it is stressful and anticipate that it is likely to trigger a stressful reaction. Try to arrange at least a minimum amount of time for activities that replenish and re-energize the preferred functions and attitudes.